Sorry about that. So, hi guys, can you hear and see me? Yay, awesome. So, hi, it's Kaboo and Grace and Otto and Jacqueline and Dan and that one awkward guy. So nice to see you guys. I hope you're having a decent enough Saturday so far. Okay, so I would advise perhaps looking away from the screen just a second so I can adjust the light table, because I don't know how much of a strobing or flashing light effect it's gonna make. Right, so or I could possibly do this. Yeah. Okay. How bad is it? Not really. Not much. How bad is this? How is this? How that's like super bright, super lit up light table. Hey Heather! Hi! So nice to see you here. It's been a while. Hey Temple, hey Victor. Is the light too much, guys? Is it like disruptive or problematic? I'm really sorry I didn't have time to finish all the light table work before the stream. It's not a Saturday live stream if I'm not like super last minute and running around to get stuff done. Yeah, I hope it's okay, Otto. I know you have difficulties with strobing lights, and I really don't know how bad or how fine the light table can be. It doesn't. It seems to be like really bright on my computer screen, but I don't know how it is for other people. Yes, I am using. I am using Canson Moulin du Roi. It's this one. And I really love it. I think it's one of my favorite papers. I have a new fan. Henry, right? Hi, Henry. Henry is Grace's new dog. Well, it's a puppy, actually. It's a golden retriever, right? I'm not a dog person, so I always get mixed up with Labradors and Goldens, and I know they're very different, but yeah, I'm really not savvy about this stuff. Okay, so prepped. Okay. C'est Moulin du Roi. Okay. I hope you heal super quickly. from the wisdom teeth surgery, although it's not great. I've had mine removed not too long ago, and well, I was lucky because it went really well. Like not a lot of pain, and it took like just a few minutes and it was done. But from what I understand, that's a surgery that varies a lot depending on the people. So, hey Elena. So I apologize because I don't think you can see much of anything right now. I will try to make this step super duper quick. And if the painting doesn't turn out fine, I can always do repaint it. Like this is not exactly a worry of mine. I wanted to paint something special for as a Patreon reward that's been reached quite some time ago, and yeah, it's kind of a lot of work to juggle everything, including Patreon. But I think I found a new well, I don't know how new it is, but I think I found a different system of managing my own stuff that might help me get more stuff done. Because it's gonna sound like a bad excuse, but it's really what happens. I tend to forget stuff, like definitely forget stuff. It's gone out of my brain for good. And it's really weird sometimes because it will occasionally be stuff like challenges I set myself, like, okay, do this amount of time of exercise every day, and I will do it for a few days, not saying that I enjoy it, but yeah, and then I will just completely forget I was doing that, like out of my brain completely, not even out of bad faith, you know, like, oh no, I forgot, ooh, like seriously gone for good. And it's gonna be like that for a few days, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, wasn't I doing this thing? So yeah, long story short. Hey Alina. Oh yeah, okay, cool. I will really try to be fast about the light box, and I will let you guys know when I'm done with it. You're not missing out on much because I think the light box is so bright that it's sort of blasting like blasting the image, and like even the sketch cannot really be seen. It's that bright. But I am gonna try to work fast. So I might not look at chat right away either if I want to get this done. If you have any questions, please hold them for when I will say, okay, I'm back and I can look at the screen now because I've traced everything, and we will see then what's up. Yeah, it's a good light box. It's the light box I got, you know, for the review I did about the DB Meyer light box. It probably doesn't show, but it's DB Meyer one. And it's one of my early reviews. They sent me one to try out and review. And I've never had any issues with it, so I would say it's a really good one. I'm very happy with it. It's super handy and practical and much better than what we had as a light box before. Not that it was a bad light box, but it was a photography light box, so it was like a huge, thick, like a really big, heavy box with a neon in there. And it worked really well. It just that it wasn't super efficient in terms of space. And it wasn't like, if you would put it on your desk, it would raise your drawing about 6 inches. So yeah, it was a bit difficult to set sometimes. Well, this one is really thin. It has 3 levels of brightness. It's definitely super handy. And it's not that expensive. I know I got mine like they sent it so I could review it, so I got it for free, but I think I would have bought one anyway at some point because it's way too practical to just skip it. The thing is that tracing anything on cold press watercolor paper, you have to sort of get fresh leads a lot because the texture of the paper really eats through them super fast. That's normal. That's what is supposed to happen because this is textured paper, but still it's kind of funny. Okay, I'm almost done with drawing number 1, and then I will have the other one to trace. I will try to be super efficient as well. Okay, that's one down, one to go. Switching my pen. It's gonna be like a mystery drawing. Like, what is Eve drawing? Since the light box is sort of blasting it off. So another issue I've found with tracing stuff over slightly textured paper like this one is that if you rub your hand over it, it's gonna smudge everything. So that's a kind of a big thing when you're trying to transfer a drawing for watercolor, because smudges are annoying and they can sort of give a hue to your painting or your colors that might not be what you want. I'm pretty sure there are certain leads I could use that are more suited to this stuff, like possibly harder leads like H leads, yeah. But I kind of like using colored leads because when you paint over them, it's not gray, so it's a bit more vibrant. with this the drawing show. Hold on. As soon as I'm done with the light box stage, you'll be able to see. I'm really sorry. I mean, I would have really tried to get this done before the live stream, but I was just a bit late again. I appreciate your patience and showing up even if I am not completely ready with something, like prepared and good to go, and yeah. I think the light box might be more visible if I was shutting down the studio lights, but I just want to get this done ASAP. And I mean, if I was recording to have a, like, if this wasn't a live stream, if this was a fully prepared full-length video, I would try and do more tests and find ways to record and not have the light box blasting everything out of existence. But yeah, basically just trying to get this transferred ASAP. One of the drawings is more, how can I say, serious? I don't have a better word, so I'm gonna say serious than the other one, but what I mean is that the one that's about the Dungeon and Dragon stuff is kind of, it can be more sketchy, and it's not, doesn't have to be like perfectly accurate, because it's just like the very first shot at these characters. But I want to have something done because it's kind of more interesting to have some visual reference from the beginning, even if it changes afterwards. So that's why I'm trying to get this done, because I don't have a lot of time before this drawing will be needed. Am I done? Yep. Okay. Light table is off and unplugged, so I cannot accidentally bring it back on. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, that's done. Up, 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 up and away. All right. Cable stored. Plexiglass. Whew. Okay, so these are the two drawings. That's the one with the RPG characters, and that's the one for Patreon. Yes, both bards actually. They are siblings, twins, and bards, both of them. Okay. Well, it's hard to tell about the characters because they're really new. Like, they haven't been played in any game yet. But yeah, both bards, siblings, twins. No. Which Mr. E? Mr. E and, well, I would say Mr. E and everyone I know. We have many characters, so it's not easy when you say, are they to go with his characters? And like, which ones? Tea? Let's hope I don't spill tea on my... I'm gonna have to go get some water for painting. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, I don't think I've shown this postcard I got in the PO box. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Leave that there. Go get some water for painting. Look what I found. A baby. A big baby. Done. Okay, I'm back. It was a scout. It was a scout paw. I found a big kitty when I was looking for water. So this postcard is from April, and it's a very lovely headlight lighthouse in Maine. I love Maine, and I love the lighthouses in Maine. So this is actually a pretty neat one. Okay. So I'm gonna be using a Schmincke watercolor set, the 24 color set. I'm supposed to have the reference sheet somewhere. And Ultimo brushes. It's been a while. So I'll be starting with this. Looks like the picture is still insanely bright, so let me know if you need me to adjust. Otto asks, I am really considering investing in a Schmincke set. Which one would you recommend? I would say to wait until the holidays, because they might have some really awesome set out during the holidays, like the leather case one. Up. This one, this was last year's. Came with the brush, the case, and the set, and I think you would have appreciated these colors too, because you have like primaries in hot and cool, like earth tones, but this is perylene green, this is not black, so I don't know how well it shows, but has no white, no black, and a lot of variety in colors, like bright greens, plenty of bright colors, but plenty of nice earth tones as well. And this set was just available during the holidays. So I would say perhaps to wait a bit and see what they have on offer for the holidays. Because, you know, their sets like the 12 color set or the 24 color set, they're available all the time. So it's not exactly... and you can also wait until Jackson's has a sale on Schminke. That's like the best time to buy it. But I quite like the 24 color set. Well, it has a black, which is... but it has a lot of nice colors too. I find this a very versatile set. Even if it's not perfect, still really good. But like I said, waiting for the holidays, it's a good time. What are the blues in this set? Let's see. There is Helio Turquoise, which is kind of a turquoise rather than a blue, but it's bluish enough. Cerulean Blue Tone, Prussian Blue, and Ultramarine Finest, and Indigo. Yeah. Yeah, the Hazel Swan set is really nice as well, but it's more like it has a couple of yellows, it has blues and red and purple, and a lot of earth tones. Scrap paper. Yeah, it's me alright. Cannot paint inside the lines to save my butt. Also, cat hair. Oh yikes, Heather, that sounds really bad. Crutches, cast, and cut across the stomach. I think no one can blame you for wanting to stay in bed then. What did I miss? The tackiness of what? Yes, I want puppy pictures, although my phone is I don't know where, so might not be able to showcase the puppers. You could always share it on the Discord. We have a cute pets section over there, and I think Henry would like be a good fit for the section. Link to the Discord is in the description if you want to join. It's kind of a chat server where we can chat about all kinds of random stuff and also art stuff, and talk about deals and how tempting certain things are. Yeah. Oh, you got the teas, Otto. Was it like a... Did you get a a box in the mail that smelled really good? I really like when that happens. Like whenever I order teas. Hey, Pico! Salut! Tu fais peut-être? Oh, and she's gone. And yes, I called her a potato because she's a potato. How's the weather? I think it's pretty cool today. It is supposed to go all the way to like 3 Celsius. Feels like -1 tonight. Oh, and Pico came back. But the thing is that catching her is really hard. Mais non, mais va-t'en pas! Qu'est-ce que tu fais, patate? Viens-t'en. Viens-t'en avec ta boîte. Je go. This is what I found. Hello. Why do you gotta show your butt on camera? Show your face. You have such a cute face, baby. Yeah, it's pretty cold, but like with our locks, it's gonna go all the way up to 20 degrees for 1 day, and then all the way back down to -1. Me. Nobody can see you. Not everybody can see you. Ah, you're so silly. Okay. Are you done? We're going back up. Tiens. Pico dans une boîte. So that was Pico. Yeah, I had to fiddle with the camera, so it's kind of messed up now. Okay, sorry for the wobbly cam. Okay, apologize that it's kind of a skewed view, but that's like a camera issue. Even if I try to make the camera like really in the proper angle, it's always kind of a mess. Okay. I really need to practice more on this paper because it's kind of, I don't know if you can see here, but I'm getting weird effects that are really not necessarily what I wanted. I will make them work for me, of course, but that's the thing, is that when you practice a lot in sketchbooks, whenever you come around to painting something for real on actual paper, did the sound go funny? Did it go funny? Should be fine. Like nothing has changed. I still have my mic. Do you have two windows both on? Oh. What? Crap. Well, it's gonna keep on ringing. Pretty sure that's some like weird Chinese call like we always get on that phone. Wow! Those scammers. Yeah, the phone scams. Yeah, it was a... Yes, Ellen, it was the CRA scam calls that are so fake. It is so sad how fake they are, and I feel so bad for the people who... I mean, I think it's fairly easy to fall for these scams because they're kind of terrifying. Like they go really hard right away from the get-go, you know, like they call you and it's an automated message that says something like, oh, there's a lawsuit against you and you will go to jail if you don't call us back, and it's definitely scary, you know. Like, whoa, wait, what? Jail? Scam? What? And yeah, I usually just hang up because Helen says that she got so hostile with one the other day that they hung up on her. That was cathartic. Oh, I bet it was. I hate these people. And whatever system that makes it so we end up with this kind of thing going on. Because, I mean, I am not sure it's always the scammer's fault, but then again, no. They still chose this job in most cases. I would advise against buying watercolor paper rolls. Because the paper stays rolled And it's a pain in the ass to cut and get flat and work on. So yes, it might be a better choice when you look at it from the cost perspective, but in terms of spending time fighting your paper, you're definitely going to be losing some money here. Otto says that she gets rude when they get a scam call. Her husband is like the nicest guy in the whole world, so he's polite to them, and Otto is screaming, "Tell them to F off" in the background. Yes. Oh, awesome, Heather. Nice. I just hang up. Like, if it's a scam call, I'm just like, I'm sorry, but you're a person doing a really shitty thing, so I'm not even gonna bother being nice to you. I just hang up. Speaking of scammers, I really like to watch a Twitch streamer named Kit Boga, and he does this. He calls scammers and he sorts of baits them and really make them lose their mind, and it's really cathartic as well. I mean, a couple of them will perhaps be really like not feel great about what they're doing. I'm not saying that it never happens. What I'm saying is that most of them, they still choose to do this. So yeah, I don't really feel sorry for those guys and girls. Jacqueline. Awesome. Why am I hearing myself twice? Hold on, there's something weird going on because my sound is off and I can hear myself. What's up with that? Where is it coming from? Oh, my headphones. Bye bye. Oh. Oh, Heather, that's less nice. Yikes. Maybe, although I wouldn't know why, because that would mean that somehow OBS is picking up on this sound. Nah, I don't. I really don't know. This is weird. It's really difficult to work in pans when you have a big brush. Just the newest way of parting people from their money. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's kind of difficult at times to be like so aware that the world can be really I think sort of accepting the fact that the world is not fair is a really difficult thing to do in general. I don't know if you guys would agree with me. Oh, no problem, Otto. No problem. No problemo, as they would say in Terminator. Well, Terminator 2, of course. Duh. Sorry. Pretty sure I'm going to lose all my subscribers when they realize that I have really weird movie tastes. Well, I don't know if they are really weird in the absolute, but they're a bit all over the place. We need to talk about trash movie taste, Otto, then, because I love that kind of stuff. Like, I love stupid movies. I watched like Zoolander's Zoolander, the first one, so many times, and also Shanghai Noon with Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan so many times, and it has one of the objectively like least funny joke, like you know, like I think oh wow, that was a really bad idea, but we watched it in theater and I was the only person who laughed, but I was laughing so hard. But at some point Jackie Chan calls Owen Wilson's character Roy O'Baloney, and I laughed so much, and I was the only one laughing in the whole room. Yeah, Hucky Tintin. Well, Tintin. Ugh. Tintin. Hunky Tintin. That was something else. Oh, I would not, Otto. I'm sure I would not. I'm doing a really poor job of avoiding like the freshly painted areas with other fresh paint. Like I'm basically making a mess, but that's okay. That is okay. I might touch this one up with color pencils to add a bit of texture when I'm done. So we'll see. That's something that might happen. I watched Young Frankenstein, but a really long time ago. Really long time ago. Yeah, it is awkward, isn't it? Like you're the only one laughing and everybody's like, wait, what? This is definitely a paper that benefits from going from light to dark and not being a chump like me and painting just whatever. Do you ever get like this when you paint? Like you forget the basic stuff? I always forget the basic stuff, like paint from light to dark, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, paint, and then it makes a mess, and I'm like, oh, that's why they tell you to do that. Oh, I know now. That makes sense. And then I forget for the next painting after that. Rinse and repeat. How are those classics? Oh, I'm so glad you like them, Heather. Yay. I'm also glad that that's why we subscribed. Thanks you. Thanks, Victor. But yeah, Heather, I'm glad they fit all in the same Altoid tin. I love Jackie Chan. Makes me laugh a lot. The best worst trashy movie is The Room. Ugh. But like The Room is, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but The Room is not like it's hard to watch more than once. Yeah, I know there are like basics. I didn't get any class about watercoloring, mostly learned this stuff just by, you know, grabbing a brush and painting. So yeah, I make mistakes all the time, and I don't paint often enough that these are like a routine. Like I draw and I paint sketches, but like whenever I try to paint something nice, basically. That's okay. We learn more from making mistakes than we learn from getting it right all the time, don't we? Yeah, this is kind of insane how much, like, just barely touching the edge of this makes it, like, bleed all over again. I can see why Dan said that this doesn't layer all that well. I'm just gonna let this dry, give it a chance for a second, and this is why I made 2 drawings, is so that I can grab the other one and ruin that one. Mess up this one while the other one is drying a bit. Yeah, and oh, hi Mark. And I mean, it has a lot of funny lines that are really like bad. Oh, the rug is so funny. I loved like was it the Rundown? It's not even a funny movie in general, but it has like a scene where the Rock and the other guy sort of fall down a cliff, and they roll down a cliff that has, well, it's not a cliff like a steep one, it's an angle, but they roll down and there's like trees and rocks and they just bump into all kinds of stuff, and it looks really painful, but it's also really funny. So I remember that one. That was hilarious. It's not even a good movie, but it had some funny bits. bit sad I might have to demote Moulin du Roi as my favorite paper. It's so hard to find a good paper that I like. I love that this one has a bit less texture than, say, Arches. But if it bleeds like crazy whenever you try to layer colors and you really have to plan your paintings to really go from light to dark, that's kind of problematic for me because I am not super awesome at planning. Or if I plan something, I often just do whatever when it comes to painting. So, yeah. I don't even remember that the rock is in Jumanji. Central Intelligence, I've watched it because it was on Netflix and it was funny. Also really dumb. Did you see 21 Jump Street? And 22 Jump Street is also really nice. Channing Tatum is is a good one too in terms of actor for silly movies. Oh, it's the new Jumanji. Oh, okay. Yeah, I only saw the very old one. The new one kind of looked like a cringy a bit. It's surprisingly good. They really knew the film was a mistake and went with it. So that's the Jumanji one, right? kind of difficult to ink anything with the studio lights on because they glare so much on the paper. And the moment I put ink down, it's fresh ink, so it's reflective. So the glare gets worse. What am I doing? I can see. Ah. Did you guys see the images of the remake of Aladdin? Comparing them to the shots in the original animated movie and how bad everything is in terms of lighting and composition and like design and all of that. It's so bad. Instead of having clear shots where we understand what's going on, it's a huge mess. And it's dull and flat and boring. That was a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, the new Aladdin shots are so bad. And then it brings about the question of like, why? Why are they remaking Aladdin? It's really a difficult word to say when you're used to saying it in French. Where there is not exactly any accent made on syllables. It's just Aladdin. The new Into the Spider-Verse, the coming Spider-Man movie, looks pretty awesome. Like, it's actually exciting because they're finally doing something that is sort of not a reboot of something else, and they're doing it really nicely. Like, the animation is awesome. Tom Holland is like the new kid that plays Spider-Man, right? Speaking of bad movie, the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, where he goes like bad and he dresses in black and all that, which is objectively kind of bad, made me laugh so much. I really enjoyed it in theaters. And this is gonna be the most skewed loot ever. What is this even? But that's fine. It's too late. Anyway. So, messed up loot. That's the battle loot. It's the one you use for fighting. The good one is actually back in safely with the rest of the travel gear. Zoe, how are you? Eep, Ellen, that's... Yikes. But yeah, it looks good, and the idea is great, and I mean, they really went 100% with it, and I can appreciate that. Like, with all the different animation styles and all the effects and the lighting, and that's a huge amount of work. Like, that's insane, and they still did it. Usually studios, they will go like, can you save some money here and there by not having these really necessary awesome things in your movie? But for this... yeah, violins are harder to draw, I agree. Which is why my lute should look better. It's not even a violin. It's a freaking lute. Oh well. Note to self, practice drawing lutes. Oh wow, that's so cool, Zoe. Over here it's kind of gray and gloomy and rainy, so it's not the kind of cloudy that makes for good pictures, like it's too dark. But yeah. It was a great day last week. That was super windy and cool and gray, and it was awesome. So that's the thing. Hey, Paulo! It's nice to see you, Paulo. Okay, let's go back to the mess. The bleedy mess. It's definitely a bleedy mess, wouldn't you agree? Yes, it was a platinum disc pen. This one. The carbon pen. Sorry about that. Hiccups. That's what happens because I eat just before the stream, so I'm in the process of digesting my lunch. Bleedy mess. So I think that what I'll end up doing with this one is I'll do what I can on this painting, and if it ends up being something I'm not happy with, I will either just repaint it, but perhaps use another paper, or be more aware that I really need to lay down the lighter colors first and then the rest. But yeah, surprisingly, I'm surprised because I didn't have this issue the other times I painted with this, but perhaps I wasn't painting in the same way. Yeah, do you have the extra fine one or do you have the medium one, Zoe? Hey, squirrel bear. Bears, sorry. Alright, paper, you're being demoted from the favorite paper spot, which is now still unoccupied. Bummer. So hard to find good paper. Why? Well, I guess Arches is okay. It's good paper, Arches. It's just, it's a bit like Windsor, and you know, it's everywhere and it's not exactly special. But it's there, it's easy to find, and it's reliable, so I guess that counts for something. So you also have the extra fine one. Did you try cleaning it up, Zoe? Like you remove the cartridge and you flush it with water a lot and you try to clean it up? Yeah, that's a lot of bleed. Like, even just like touching the outside of something that was dry was enough to reactivate the paint. Yeah, maybe you got a dud, so that's a bummer. Mine is fine. I've had it for many years and it's been working fine. The only time I had some issues with it, all I had to do was to clean it up, and then it became fine again. At least it's a really inexpensive pen, so it doesn't set you back like hundreds of dollars. It's just $10. This is kind of a train wreck. Not even in slow motion. Full speed train wreck. I might just, you know, put this one aside and work on the other one until yeah, I think that's what I do. And I will repaint this one on like Arches paper, since we can clearly see how this Moulin paper doesn't give a crap about layers. It's even cauliflowering like crazy. Like it's not distributing the water evenly. Okay, trash bin. I will change water because this one is definitely green. And green is not a good color for skin tones. Cable. All right. So it's going to be a bit wobbly. I apologize. Just going to remove the excess of red pencil there. I don't mind if there's a little bit that stays, but still gonna try and remove most of it. And I will really try not to layer colors this time around. I might switch paint set too, because if I'm not gonna layer, oops. Oh, yikes, Paulo, that doesn't sound great. Tropical storm. Eep. So this is gonna be the Cinity set. Yeah, I hope you'll be able to stay safe, Paulo. Doesn't sound great at all. Yikes. Tropical storm, you're saying. So what does that entail? Is it a lot of wind, a lot of rain? Like, we don't really get those here, so. Here, let's try something different. A Klinsky brush. Flash flooding from heavy rain. Yeep. Oh no, it's okay, Otto. I'm so sorry your your tooth hole is hurting so much. Yeep. I hope you'll feel better soon. Take your pain med and stuff it right in the tooth hole. Straight in there. I'm kidding, but I hope you feel better soon. That would hurt a lot at first, but then the pain med would kick in and I think it might feel better. But no, I think that would be quite painful. What is a dry socket? Jacqueline. Doesn't sound super pleasant. Oops, that wasn't dry. My bad. Oh, well, have a great time, Helen. Thank you so much for stopping by. I had 2 wisdom teeth extracted not long ago, but I was really lucky and it went really well and it didn't hurt a lot. It was a bit scary because I didn't know what to expect, but as it turns out, it went well. It is when a blood clot does not form over the exposed nerve and bone, leaving them exposed. Oh, ooh, that sounds really unpleasant. Yikes! Oh, yeep. It's a Raphael Kolinsky brush, the 8404 model. It's kind of I'll be the first to say that you don't really need these brushes if you cannot find them or afford them. I used to consider them really too much, like really too expensive. They are really expensive, but I got really lucky around my birthday in that I got some birthday money and they were on a really big sale at the local store, like 30% off. So I got this one and another brush. And it was like really expensive still, but I wouldn't have been able to buy these like full price. It's the first time I really use it, and so far it's pretty good. I asked, yeah, I want to know, but it really sounds painful. I really feel sorry that you had to deal with that. Doesn't sound fun at all. Like if I had to try and figure out the opposite of something that sounds fun, that's definitely a contender. The Daiso Synthetics one, they look really, really nice. I have a... It's part of the things I really need to get to, but Grace sent me a set and they look really good and I'm really excited to try them. I wish I had access to Daiso synthetic brushes when I started painting ages ago. All I had was hobby brushes, like, you know, those for painting models, and they worked They did the trick, didn't they? But yeah, it was different. Yeah, well, one thing at a time. Sable is kind of like I have many brushes. Okay, hold on, moving camera. Just gonna show you a sneak peek of my brushes. So that's just part of the stash, but I think there's like be 1 or 2 in there that are Kolinsky. Like it's expensive. It's not accessible. It's not something you will like be able to go for at first. That's perfectly fine. There are many good synthetic brushes. Yeah, you saw the cat shrine, didn't you? I hope the cat shrine was visible. Hold on. Yeah, part of it. I have a cat shrine over here. Like, just there. And it's just a bunch of cat stuff, like cat figurines. I have 3 mannequins. Do you collect cat figurines? I do. I don't actively, seek new ones because I'm kind of limited in space, but like if there's an occasion where I can get a cat figurine for like a good price, or you go to a yard sale and you see a cute cat figurine, I will buy it. Gotta maintain the cat shrine, don't I? And exactly no one is surprised by that, I'm pretty sure. I know that Otto collects seals. The blobby creatures. And put them in my... What? They put penguins in your birthday cake? Okay, I know it's figurines, it's not the actual penguins. still, they have to be ceramic, right? So they can be baked, or they put them after baking the... I love when it's the, oh, I'm not sure I know what the name of this thing is in English, but in French it's the galette des rois. And you know, it's basically the almond cake that has a bean in it, but now they mostly put like small figurines, like small ceramic figurines in there. Jacqueline says, that sounds like me and nurse figurines, dolls, etc. I have a collection of over 500 pieces. That's so cool. Got the first one I went when I was in nursing school. Oh, that's so cool. Do you have Nurse Barbie? I'm pretty sure there has to be a Nurse Barbie, right? That's really nice. I'm not the only one collecting figurines. So Paulo is penguins. Lena says that she had a friend in school who collected elephants. Jacqueline is nurses. Grace says that they used to collect horses when they were a kid, and that their husband collects elephants. No, it might have been a fava bean before, but now it's like ceramic, like well, the place we get them from, there's like a theme every year, and there was a year it was like small cats, and there was a year it was like PSAs, like let's save energy, and you're like, what? I just bought a cake. What do you mean, let's save energy? What? What's up with that? Oh, so Jacqueline says there are a few Barbies and she has them all. Oh, that's so cool. I love Barbie dolls. I love the idea of the doll. I think it's pretty great. Dan says that he collects paints and dust. Yeah, dust is I think dust is a common a common one. I collect cat hair. Does that count? Though I collect whiskers in my cats because it's kind of cute. Whiskers. This has to be dry by now, right? Yeah, good. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's not useless information, Paulo. Is there such a thing as useless information? I mean, if it's information, it's got to be useless for something, right? You never know when Jeopardy is gonna have a question about that. I'm really loving this mix of Inden, Throne Blue, and Caput Mortem. Look at this. That's nice. It's pretty. Cinity paints are great. Great paints. I don't know what the sets, the pre-made sets they sell are worth, because aside from the Aquamini one, I don't think I've bought one, but it was really bad, so I changed all the colors in it. But the set I'm using right now is a set that I put together. Like, these are all colors that I chose or took from sets like the Aquamini or the weird travel set I had, if you remember that one. So I don't know what their sets are like, but their paints are awesome. They have the only ultramarine that I really like, because it's easier to wet. Like, it's all I'm asking. I want an ultramarine blue that I can re-wet easily without scrubbing at it for hours. Or pre-wetting it like 15 minutes before painting. The first Nurse Barbie came out in 1965. Wow. That's pretty cool that you were able to recreate it from, you know, pieces here and there. First place for collecting dust is penholder art. Prize a voucher for a small vacuum cleaner. I can't wait to see the pictures of Henry on the Discord channel. Puppies! Puppies are so cute. Hey, this guy has a beard and I really should paint that beard, right? There, much better. I don't think I have Amé's Peaky Violet. I got Flush Green, but not Peaky Violet. Been meaning to. I think Amé has like a package that she's eventually supposed to send me. I think perhaps, and yeah, it's not here yet. So maybe Peaky Violet, isn't it? Golden Retriever puppies are little chunker balls of love and energy. Aww, that's so cute. Oh, if you guys like to see chunkers, you gotta check out the Kitten Academy live streams. The kittens are big now. And they're quite chunky. And it's so cute. It's so cute, like 8 kittens. That's a lot of cute in the same picture. Mom cat is like, ah, can't wait for these kids to be on solid food and to go to the toilet by themselves. Cleaning up so much after them. Yeah, same then. Maybe I should poke her about it to say, what is that still? Because I mean, I've been like not saving up to purchase paints from her because I'm like, well, what if they are in that thing that will eventually come here? But yeah, well, PB29 is ultramarine blue. I mixed up Indent Throne blue and Caput Mortem. I don't think I will be coloring. I will keep these colors really like more of a suggestions than anything else, and I don't think I will add anything on the skin. I think the skin will stay paper white with the tiny bit of pink I put because we saw what happens when you layer with this paper, and I really don't want to mess it up that much. Once was enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Dan. But still, I mean, I really am due to ask her how she's doing and take some news. This is Moulin du Roi paper. Were you there when the big bleedy mess happened, Polo? Because that's the big bleedy mess, and it's even worse than it was. It's actually kind of unbelievably messy. I've used this paper before and it didn't do that. Perhaps that was because I used paints differently on it. This is definitely a mess. There's no way around this. Like, you got all the cauliflowering that we should not happen to this level. The hard edges on areas, and then the fact that whenever you add the paint close to it, it bleeds again. I'm surprised. It was not a great mess. It was a bad mess. You know, some messes are salvageable, but that one, ew. Good luck. I don't know, because I painted stuff with sheets from this pad before, and it was fine, but it was like different. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did it was the illustration where you had the kittens and the mom with the clothesline on kind of a grassy hill, and then there was the one with the red panda and the rabbit at the market. And I had like big outlines, and I was painting like not so much layers and not so much overlay, and if there were to be like this kind of harsh outline, it would have been over the brush lines, like the inked line that I use a brush pen. So that was kind of thick, you know, so it wouldn't show. It's really weird. Like, I think I could use this paper for illustrations more like this, you know, something very light and more rough, and that still keeps a lot of white in the watercolor, so you don't end up touching with other areas so much and making a big mess. But yeah, for anything that's like more perhaps more complex piece where you have to build up values, like this one, like I would have built so that you have like lighter here and like layers of leaves and colors, and then you have the cat would have been orange. But this is just like not a good fit. No, it was a closed pad. It was plastic wrapped when I bought it. But I mean, it's still cotton paper, so it you know, like, I like how these colors look on it. So I will be doing more of this kind of stuff on this paper, of course, but yeah, I didn't expect it to behave the other way. The more you know. Maybe atmospheric conditions affect sizing, maybe. Maybe that could be a thing. There is nothing too weird going on right now, but this summer was really like awful. So maybe that affected the paper. I don't know. All right, so I think that's done. I don't know if you can see, but like this is a piece of scrap B paper. It is cotton paper, but it's just like, I don't know if like this is the greens that I mixed when I started the other painting, and as you can see, I'm not rubbing really hard because I don't want to mess up my brush, but I'm still adding water on the line outside of this green area, and it still hasn't like bled. So I mean, if even the really inexpensive B cotton paper behaves better than than the Moulin du Roi, that's kind of that's telling. At least Moulin du Roi is not super expensive. I think a pad is like about $1 per sheet. It's not, you know, it's not free, but it's not that bad. I'm sorry. I can show you perhaps just quickly because I will have to go soon. But for the messy picture that I did, I worked it out, you know, in kind of a work project, and I did kind of a composition sketch to test the colors and see what I wanted to do. And this is B paper, and it's kind of it behaves normally, you know. So I wonder if perhaps I should maybe like perhaps I should draw my original smaller, but also I will try on like Arches paper or something else and see if that helps fix my problem. So I guess that's it for me today. I don't know if you have any questions. I can do a quick recap while the delay gets there, but so the plan today was to paint a special picture for the Patreon reward of reaching $100. I've been there for a couple of weeks, of course, but you never know with Patreon if something is gonna stay or if it's gonna like go back down. So I was kind of waiting to make sure that it would stay there a bit. And it's been very consistent. So I doodled this, and I wanted to call it the cat mouflage, like camouflage and cat, because it's a cat trying to hide in the greenery but doing a really bad job at it. And yeah, so that was the sketch. Still is the sketch, but as we saw with the painting, it went really the wrong way with the paper. Who didn't like at all the layering of the schminke watercolors on it. So that was a mess. And the other thing I doodled was these DnD characters, and I transferred them and added a bit of colors on them. So, well, thank you everyone. Yeah, it's always good practice, and I mean, this is bad, but you still learn a lot from this, right? So you learn that this paper doesn't like this kind of color work, so let's not do this. And yeah. So thanks everyone for showing up. I really appreciate spending my Saturdays like drawing and painting with you guys. It's always a good time. Special thanks to Otto and Grace for moderating. Otto has a channel. I will put the link in the description. And yeah, Grace doesn't have a channel yet, but she's a member of our community, so yeah. Thank you so much, Grace and Otto, and thank you so much, chat. Oh, thanks for putting the links, Grace. Awesome. So Grace has put the link to my Patreon and to Otto's channel. As always, you can join the Discord if you want to chat. Description below. You can send postcards. The PO box is in the description as well. And yes, I will be posting more this week, and we will see each other next Saturday. So have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.